Alarm NBA DFS show with John Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome to the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook Preview Show. We got 4 games here on a Monday. James, my buddy, how we doing about the weekend?
Great weekend for me. Great weekend. Nothing fantasy related there. Just overall nice, refreshing weekend for my family and I. I cut down a Christmas tree this weekend, John, with a saw. Used a saw. Yep.
Okay.
Cut it down. That was fun. But yeah, just a nice overall weekend and feeling recharged. Went to bed. I was one of those people. So you had messaged me Saturday about, I forget what it was. I think it might have been about Peyton Pritchard, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. He was pretty nutty.
I woke up, 19. What was that, Friday? I don't know. You sent something, and sure. I woke up to it because I was one of the people that woke up to how I did the next day because I fell asleep at 9 p.m. That was the first time it's happened in a very long time, but that's how I felt Saturday. Very recharged, ready for this week. Excellent week. Lot on the line on Tuesday for the in-season tournament finale, right? Knicks Magic to decide that group. I think that also does that decide the Celtics' fate too. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So there's a lot of good basketball ahead. We'll get some in-season tournament or NBA Emirates Cup knockout round after. There's a lot going on in the NBA this week. A lot of games, a lot of fun.
A lot of games, a lot of fun indeed here. Again, 4 games, so this will be a bit of a quicker show. I do want to give a quick shout out. Obviously, we had the Black Friday week sale this past week. It is Cyber Monday now here, James, as we are currently recording. So I want to give a quick shout out to our Cyber Monday promo as I change some things up here live on the fly for everybody. It's a Cyber Monday week here at Fantasy Alarm, so you get 50% off your monthly subscription. The Black Friday deal was our annual subscription package. We got the monthly subscription promo that is 50% off the month-to-month package here. That is $19.98 a month through January 2026. We're basically giving you 13 months of discounts here starting this week. FantasyAlarm.com/cyber. Promo code CM24 at checkout. You can scan that QR code right there on the screen. And you can go month to month for $19.98 a month. That is 50% off our monthly subscription costs per month for the rest of the year through 2026. So check us out. Get all the action over at FantasyAlarm.com/cyber. All right. Point guard position. Andy Edwards is 93. Trae Young, $8,800. Jonathan Murray, $8K. Tyler Hero, 75. McCollum, 74. Shooter, 71. Smaller slate. We're definitely getting short slate pricing on this one, it feels like, though I don't understand Trae Young's lack of offensive upside lately. Maybe a reason for the price dip. Thoughts here at the point guard position?
My thoughts are, as bad as Trae can play, there's no reason he's this price, right? There's just not, because just a few games ago, he had a 2020 game. I mean, we're 3 games removed from him going 2020, and realistically almost doing it in back-to-back games. So, I mean, that's pretty criminal. It's a really, really good matchup for them too. New Orleans, although they play slow, they play no defense. So, getting them on a back-to-back is a really good spot. Love Trae. Love DeJounte on the flip side. This is his return to Atlanta here. Has only played, obviously, in a few games this season. And, this is a really good spot. It's a very good pace-up spot for DeJounte Murray. He played 30 minutes in that game. I'm surprised to even see 30 on Sunday, considering they lost by a literal million points to the Knicks. They were down by 23 after 1 quarter, and they were down by 29 at half. They were also then down 37 after 3 quarters. So I'm surprised to see DeJounte played 30 minutes. I guess that is one thing to monitor, whether or not he plays. I'd assume it would, because this is not like, the injury he had was a hand injury. So I'm sure he's conditioning is fine. But he played 30 minutes, 10, 8, 5, 3, and 1, took 17 shots. I think the one thing we have to, note with DeJounte Murray, he has not been shy about shooting the basketball since being back. 17, 17, 17 shots in the 3 games since returning, with Sunday's statistics not showing on the screen. But
Right.
definitely interested in both the top 2 guys here above 8K, and Young and DeJounte. Both are in great spots.
Working our way down again into this sort of mid-tier range. McCollum's there, Schroeder against Chicago, always been an elite spot for us this year. $7,100. We'll see if Derek White, Kobe White end up playing. Obviously, White has the foot injury that he suffered the other day. Kobe White's been questionable a lot of late as well. Daniels, Pritchard's 5,500 now. Could certainly be well worth it. I think at 29 again tonight, 24, 25, something like that tonight. So continues to kind of pop off.
Yeah, and it was again 17 in the fourth. He had a bunch of those in the fourth quarter again. So yeah, I mean, CJM, love the minutes for McCollum. I assume there's not going to be any type of limitation second leg of a back-to-back. So definitely good going there. Tyler Hero, point guard only. I'm good with it. If there's no Derek White, I mean, Boston's perimeter defense and Jaylen Brown, perimeter defense is just not as good. And obviously, we'll see Drew Holiday guarding Tyler Hero, but when he's not, that same oomph in the Boston perimeter defense is not there. So I'm okay getting to Tyler Hero. Like Schroeder as well. I believe Cam Johnson left today, but then said he's gonna play on Monday.
Okay.
But if he doesn't, we've talked about this with Cam Johnson forever, right? He tweaked his ankle in the Bulls in the Sunday game, and now they play the Bulls.
Yeah.
Cam Johnson is very injury prone, and I don't love throwing the injury prone word out there, but he's someone who has been oft injured. If there's no Cam Johnson, Dennis Schroeder against Chicago might be the best play on the board, because it's like Simmons got hurt. He's not going to play in a back-to-back regardless. Cam J got hurt. Cam J said he's going to play, but we know how often Cam J gets hurt, and it's a back-to-back, right? Like, if there's nobody available for Brooklyn, I mean, we're talking about Dennis Schroeder season all day long. The Whites, Kobe, and Derek would both be in play if they suit up. We just don't have that information at this time. And if they don't, I said Josh Giddey is like Giddey and I saw you flash Pritchard, but like if they both don't play, Giddey's in play for tournaments, Pritchard's in play all formats. Like they're not going to start Payton Pritchard. I think it just seems like they're just like
Hauser today with Jaylen Brown out of the lineup. So
but it doesn't matter. He played 36 minutes.
Yeah,
36 minutes. Neemias Queta DMP'd. Like they played 7 guys.
Drew Peterson today, by the way.
25 minutes. Yeah, I was watching him. I'm going to tell you this. When I was watching, I was like, who is running up the court? Is this Shireman? I was like, that's not Shireman. It's not Shireman. And then I saw Peterson on the back. I'm like, okay. I mean, I understand they're hurt, but like, okay, I guess.
Just plug and play, White take that 2 threes,
Right. But Pritchard played 36 minutes. And like when he's going as well as he did offensively, they're gonna give him a leash. But like if there's no White and Jaylen Brown, he's gonna be one of the more popular plays in the slate.
He should be.
Yeah, he should be, because he is just such an offensive firecracker. It's crazy.
Dude, all the nicknames that they have for him that we kind of pro MP,
I love that.
Things like that they call him. I mean, you mentioned 36 minutes tonight, 7 of 16 from the floor, 24 actual, 7 rebounds, 3 assists as well. It's not like he's just out there scoring. He's filling up the stat sheet to go along with it. So pretty legit scoring from him there. You got Io down here, Drew Holiday at 5K. Where are we going for the value tier?
Man, I'd love to get to Drew. I love the price tag. He's just not looking for a shot. 2 for 9, and they're not going in either. So, I like the price tag. It's a little indifferent about the performances. IO 53 was a good shout. I like Conley. Dude, Mike Conley is just we're getting full minutes for Mike Conley nightly. He played another 33 against the Clippers, who are a very good defensive team. We've talked about that time and time again. The Lakers are not a good defensive team, and they're going to potentially be shorthanded. We saw Reeves and D'Lo sit on Sunday. Who knows what their status is going to be for Monday? But like, who cares? Like a Western Conference game that obviously is meaningful. The Timberwolves had lost a lot of games in a row before the Clippers game, and Conley came in 33 minutes, 24 fantasy points, exactly what you need at this price. And that was a tough matchup. This is a great one. So I love Mike Conley in this spot, 4,800, super safe floor for Conley.
We getting anything on Alonzo here? Got up to 22 minutes in that last game.
Yeah, it's kind of shocking because we were kind of like Billy Donovan had literally said, yeah, we are going to get him to where like we want him to be, but it's not going to be this game. We're going to keep him. And then they didn't. And then it was 22. I don't know what to make of that. That's hard to like get a read on. He's obviously a very good fantasy player. 22 minutes is great. Will we get that again? I'm not totally sure.
Okay. Anybody else?
Obviously, monitor. We'll have to watch the Lakers stuff. Gabe Vincent started on the Sunday slate. He's played well for a min-salary play, 10, 3, an assist and a steal with 2 made threes, no turnovers. So, like, well paying off his salary. If you get Gabe Vincent in the starting lineup again, that's obviously someone to consider. And then whatever happens with Brooklyn, whatever. And by that, I mean, if Schroeder sits on a back-to-back or if, Cam J can't play, well, Keon Johnson played 32 minutes off the bench for the Magic or for the Nets against Brooklyn. Shake Milton didn't start the other day, but he played 34 minutes off the bench. So, just got to shout out both of those guys because they could be firmly in play here.
Great. Shooting guard. Anthony Edwards is $9,300. Again, we'll see what happens. Ingram is dealing with the calf. Brown was an illness, I believe. So we'll see if he is good enough to play here on the second leg of a back-to-back. You got Levine versus Brooklyn, McCollum, as we mentioned there. Thoughts here on the stop guys?
Yeah, I love Ant. Terrible game against the Clippers. Hey, John, tough matchup against the Clippers, and the Clippers just lock the opposing team's best player down. It's shocking.
Mm-hmm.
I think Boston's like the only team that has broken the Clipper wall, right? They just shot a million threes and made all of them, and then it was curtains for everybody else. Like Ant against the Lakers, like Levine here, 29 points, absolutely no peripheral stats against Boston, 1 rebound, 1 assist. You just can't do anything with that. Don't love the price for him, but if there's no Kobe White, obviously he'd be really, really leaned on scoring the basketball. Talk McCollum, talk Schroeder, talk the Whites. Dyson, pretty like low floor when he's not scoring the basketball.
Yeah.
And like really high ceiling when he is and getting those like, the steals were never, I think, sustainable when he went on that like 6 steal plus run.
This one, 7, 6, 6, 6.
Yeah, where he's going to have those random games throughout, but
I'm telling you, them being healthy is going to hurt his scoring upside.
Agreed.
There's more offensive players on the floor now.
Dude, the Hawks, I tweeted it. I think the Hawks are the best mid team in the league, right? Because they're going to be so average, but like, man, they're fun. I don't care. Like, they're fun. When you watch the Hawks, you're like, DeAndre Hunter's fun because he just comes in and he chucks. And Ricochet is like super athletic and fun. And Dyson Daniels literally has the coolest nickname in sports. And like, who else did they just get? Like Bogey. Dude, Bogey can hit like 8 threes in like a 20-minute span. You're like, oh, okay, that guy's a baller. So like, they're the best mid team that could potentially win the in-season tournament since they won their group.
It's true. So a lot of guys we've discussed here already. Can get Dalton connected. 5K was Mega Chalk on the Sunday slate. Would likely be the same at his 5K price tag here. Duncan Robinson's been playing well of late. If you want to go there against Boston, if they're still down, you could. All these other value plays we've kind of discussed already.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested in Bogdanovich, 4,600. He's been decent. The price is coming down a little bit. The scoring has been really good. If he gets going, you've talked about Duncan Robinson a couple times. I think it's really hard to like really trust Miami on a night to night basis, especially while they're bringing Rozier off the bench. You never know what that could mean for Duncan's minutes, but they've been pretty solid. 28, 33, 31. Could definitely play him in a tournament. Yeah, basically everything else we talked about.
Agreed. Small forward. Tatum's 10-3 is your top price small forward. Power forward, you got buckets at 76. Cam J is $6,600. Trey Murphy, $6,200.
Yeah, I mean, Tatum is just matchup proof in any spot, anytime, anywhere. 33, 8, 4, 1, and 1, 27 shots in 38 minutes without Jaylen Brown, Derek White. If that's going to be the scenario again, then fire up some JT.
Yep.
Jimmy was solid. The first time they played Toronto today on Sunday. Didn't have the game. It was Hero. It was Bam. Bam had 13, 20 rebounds and 7 assists. Jimmy kind of chilled. 9 shots in a loss.
Are we shocked that Butler chilled on the front leg of a back-to-back?
No, but it's just such like a game that like you're taking 9 shots, like feels like you're throwing away.
Yeah.
It just feels like you're like 6 free throws. I mean, we know Jimmy Butler can get to the line pretty often. I don't know. 9 shots feels like a little bit of a like just let's chill and let's get this win.
Let's get to Boston sort of thing too.
Duncan, by the way, Duncan Robinson only 21 minutes tonight, so they're not showing it. But and Rozier 30 off the bench. So just for context there, that's why I'm scared of Miami usually. If Cam J plays, I'd have a lot of interest in Cam Johnson.
For sure.
They're shorthanded, and it's a great spot against the Bulls. The problem is, again, he checked out under a minute left with the injury. He said he was fine. That does not always that is not. He is fine as the player. The coach and the training staff will make the final decision, right? So if Cam Johnson plays, he's
probably one of the better on the slate, right?
Yeah, with how shorthanded they are. Also, someone great, Trey Murphy, who once again they're going to play without Brandon Ingram here. And dude, 17, 19, 23 shots, 38, 40, 38 minutes. Plug him in now, please. We're not,
right?
Dude, he's not even shooting great from 3. Like he had the one great game against Golden State from 3. Everything else has been pretty poor in terms of like 3-point shooting. I mean, he's shooting less than 30%. If you want to round up 30% of the year from 3 for a guy who's going to shoot 40% from 3, he is $1,000 too cheap without Brandon Ingram. Probably like closer to like the 8K price tag without Brandon Ingram. Truthfully,
agreed. All right, so they're there. DeAndre Hunter's 5K. Do you think Boston? Are we on small forward? Yeah, small forward here. Do we think DeAndre Hunter's 5K? Got McDaniels at 49. Hachimura again was fine at that price. Again, Boston started Sam Hauser. Again, played way more minutes than we're showing on the screen here.
36.
Yeah, you gotta think that there's value to him in that spot.
Sure. Yeah, he fouled out. So like 36 minutes and fouled out. Where's his price? 4,500. Yeah, I mean if it's the same rotation, there's no doubt we're gonna play some here.
Jalen Wilson could be in for minutes if guys are ruled out there.
Yep.
Ricochet just kind of stuck in that rotation. Anybody else for you at small forward?
No.
Okay, power forward then. At power forward again, there's Tatum, there's LeBron, there's Jalen Johnson, Julius Randle. Your top 4.
Yeah, I mean you could play any of them.
We've been partial to Jalen Johnson at the 8K price tag.
I mean, dude, he is he's unbelievable.
I love how now he's the assist guy. 7, 7, and 9 in the last 3 games.
Like, but it's while Trey is like 11, 17, and 20. Like he is like it's crazy. And the crazy part is like the ceiling. We're not even like we haven't really gotten these last few games because I mean he had 9 assists on Saturday, only 3 rebounds. Like that's a guy who's averaging 10 rebounds a game. I mean, there is a crazy safe floor and a great ceiling with Jalen Johnson right now that I am partial to. You can play Tatum, you can play LeBron. I mean, we're seeing it with LeBron on the Sunday slate without, depth. They're playing LeBron massive minutes. We're 7 minutes left in the fourth. He's at 29, so we're gonna get 36 minutes from LeBron. Yeah, I mean, I'm very, very intrigued by anyone up here above 8K, even to some extent Julius Randle against the Lakers, just given how bad the Lakers are defensively. I don't have like as much interest because I don't think we're getting many. He's gone over 50 once this year, 40 only, like, a handful of times. So I don't love Randle, but I do like the matchup.
Here's an interesting thing with Boston. Both Porzingis and Horford played today.
Oh, we're getting Neemias Queta.
Right? You got neither. I mean, Horford hasn't played on a back-to-back yet. I can't imagine Porzingis is playing on a back-to-back given.
And Horford didn't play last year on a back-to-back,
no.
right? It's been like 2 years now.
Right. So would they rule both of them out for this second leg of a back-to-back? The rotation is going to be super interesting. Cornette and Queta probably definitely in. But we'll see what happens with sort of the rest of the Celtics here. But
what did Zinger play? Zinger played 32 minutes.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't imagine he's either of those two. I thought they would stagger the back-to-back. They didn't. So I can't imagine they both play on a back-to-back here.
Wow, 32 minutes.
Yeah, he's all the way back.
He's all the way back.
He's all the way back. I got Hachimura, Naz Reid, who talked about. We'll see if DFS is in or not. If he is, I don't mind it. 46 against Chicago matchups favorable. Anything else for you as power forward?
No, just to touch on the Hachimura thing, he would probably be pretty close to a core play if they have the same rotation again, just like with how shorthanded they were. I mean, right now, John, 6 minutes left. Hachimura has 34 minutes.
Yeah.
So he's going to play 40, right? He's probably not going to come out of this game. If he's going to get anywhere near 40 minutes, that's just a guy that I'm highly interested in playing. So, Hachimura would probably be a core play if they, status quo on the rotation. Trendon Watford, I think this is something to monitor. We know Simmons isn't going to play. Second leg of a back-to-back. Nick Claxton, obviously has been injured a lot this year. Also got thrown out of that game. So I assume he's fine, but 28 minutes front leg of a back-to-back and an ejection. So we'll see. But Watford, 25 minutes on the front leg of a back-to-back, I think is really interesting. And then Javonte Green started on Sunday. He hasn't been great, but just it's a really, really advantageous offensive spot for the Pelicans.
Sure. Center. Anthony Davis is 10-8. Got LeBron with the dual position eligibility. He had Vooch versus Brooklyn at 84. Bam versus Boston at 81. It could be Bam versus Queta Cornette front court.
That would be really good for Bam. That would be really good for Bam.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. You can play any of these guys. You get the AD, you get the AD. Vooch obviously is elite. Bam's good as well. Again, I don't think Porzingis plays. If they play Porzingis on a back-to-back, 7K now that he's playing 30 minutes is way too cheap for what he is capable of doing on the floor. Today in 32 minutes against Cleveland, Porzingis had 21, 8, 2, and 3. So, 7K free dollars now that we're getting a 30-plus minute Porzingis if he plays in that game.
Yep, and like if it's Zinger, Sands, Jalen, and Derek White, I mean,
right. Gobert's good for cash games. He mentioned Claxton already. Good spot against Chicago if he gets any sort of run there. What does Atlanta do with their center spot? Is this a Capella game or a Conquo game?
Dude, Okongwu has been freaking great. I'd assume it's him with how athletic Misi is, but anytime I try to guess this, I'm never right. So it almost hasn't mattered for Capella, right? Because Capella's just been really good in basically any amount of minutes.
The 20 minutes for Charlotte, he gets 29 minutes.
Outside of Cleveland, I mean, it did not matter for like a really long stretch, basically all of November. It seems like Okongwu is more required for the extended minutes. I like the price, obviously, on Okongwu. So, if that is a factor, then that's the difference.
We're getting big Misi minutes, 31, 28, 31 the last 3 games, 240 bombs in that mix.
Let's see what he did on Sunday, because he only played 20 on Sunday.
Okay.
Again, they lost by 100.
Right.
He did have in 20 minutes, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block. So like still
in a competitive
24.
game, probably gets more minutes in that one.
For sure.
Let's see here. Any other value plays at center? Obviously the Boston guys if it comes to it.
Yeah, I mean Misi, Okongwu, Boston, the Boston Knight. It's gonna the problem with the Boston stuff is it's just I don't even think I want to play it, because whether Keita starts, it started to not matter, because Xavier Tillman will get dusted off, or Cornette will play 14 minutes or 17 minutes, or they'll just play all 3 of them and they'll split the time 3 ways. It's just like, it just hasn't been a fun situation since like they went away with extending Keita, which randomly happened. They're just like, yeah, we're not extending you anymore. Sorry.
Yep. All right. Let's get a lineup build going. We gotta get Trey Murphy in there.
Yes, Trey Murphy for sure.
What's our play? What's our next play?
I mean, Brooklyn is obviously super appealing. Like Schroeder.
I like Schroeder.
Like just Schroeder in general, even if Cam Johnson plays, is a good
probably
play.
Go Pritchard here. I imagine not everybody's back for Pritchard, but even if people are back, I don't think everybody's back for Boston, I'll say. So I think Pritchard's still.
Well, yeah, and we saw it last week when they went like with that small ball zinger without Zinger Horford, they played like Hauser Tatum at the 5, right? Like it was. I like the value centers in Atlanta, New Orleans. Truthfully,
guess I Misi here.
Yeah, like if we went Misi, I'm super comfortable with Ives.
They connect.
Like this is obviously Rui. It would be Rui if like status quo.
Or would you rather DeJounte here or Atlanta?
I'm not I think that's the best game on the board. 228.5. Brooklyn, Chicago is a little better, and they don't have Lakers, Minnesota on the board. Yes, they do. 225.5. Chicago, Brooklyn has the best total, but New Orleans, Atlanta at 228.5 is right behind it. So,
yeah. All right. So Schroeder, Pritchard, Murphy, Johnson, Misi, Connect, Hachimura, and DeJounte Murray. $100 left over. We'll be back again live at 5 p.m. Eastern time to break it all down, the latest news and updates for everybody. Until then, get us in the Discord. Remember, it is Cyber Week here. We got the Cyber Monday sale going on. Save 50% off the monthly subscription. That is month to month at $19.98 a month. Promo code CM24 through 2026. So it's a 50% discount on the monthly subscription for the next year plus a month to get you access to all of the Fantasy Alarm content. And it all starts with a 7-day free trial. So check it out. FantasyAlarm.com/cyber. Promo code CM24. Grande and I will be back later. We'll talk to you then.